This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
Dracunculus medinensis. This is belongs to nematode, somatic nematode. So if we see the history, this is somatic nematode. Common name is guinea worm. It has been known for ancient times. That is a fiery serpent mentioned in Bible also. The picture of the serpent worm on a stick. We can see this fiery serpent means serpent worm on a stick in Bible. So the symbol of physician Caduceus is taken from designed from this serpent worm, this fiery serpent. Uh, Next, Dracunculus medinensis. Draco means dragon or serpent. It causes guinea worm disease or dracunculosis. Common name is guinea worm. Normal habitat subcutaneous tissues of the legs, arms, and back of definitive host. If you see the morphology, we have two morphological forms, adult worm and larvae. So this is nematode. So here sexes are separated. So male and female worms are separated. We see the morphology of adult female worm. It is long cylindrical worm with smooth milky white cuticle resembling a long piece of twine. Okay, the anterior end is blunt, posterior end is pointed. See here. This is anterior blunt end. This is posterior pointed end. Coming to the measurement, it is very long worm, means it is 60 to 120 centimeters in length and 1 to 2 millimeters in thickness. Okay, the body of the gravid female is filled with uh, enormous uterus containing more than 3 million embryos. This is viviparous. Viviparous means the worm directly releases larvae. Okay, we have three types of nematode worms. Oviparous. Oviparous means adult worm releases eggs. Viviparous means adult worm directly releases larvae. And another type, oviviviparous, means adult worms releases eggs which contain embryo. Immediately after liberation, immediately the larva will come out. Okay, this type of worm is called oviviviparous. Okay, life lifespan is about 2. Next, coming to the life cycle, it passes its life cycle in two hosts, definitive host men intermediate host cyclops. Infective form is third stage larva. Mode of transmission is humans infected by drinking the contaminated water which contain infected cyclops. Incubation period is 1 year. Next, coming to the main life cycle. So we already discussed infective form here is L3 larva. So humans, see this picture is good. L3 larva, cyclops containing L3 larva is swallowed by definitive host, okay, through water. This after swallowed, this L3 larva, cyclop will digest by gastric juices and releases the L3 larva. This L3 larva penetrates the tissues, penetrates the intestine tissue and reach the subcutaneous tissues. Then reach thoracic muscles. There it molting occur and develops into adult male and female worms. After mating, male worm will die and calcified, sometimes calcified within the subcutaneous tissue. From here onwards, female worm will continue the life cycle. Okay, so then what happened? This female worm migrate throughout the body within the subcutaneous tissue. It reaches the sites where the sites, I mean body site, where the continuously contact with water. Usually common site is lower leg. Okay, it reaches the site and it releases some toxic substances, fluids, and form the blister on the target site. So when this infectious blister contact with water, it liberate this worm, adult worm, stimulate and liberates the L1 larvae. See here. Okay, when contact with water, adult worm will release L1 larvae. So into water. This L1 larvae taken up by cyclop, that is intermediate host. So inside the intermediate host, this L1 larvae converted into L2 and L3 larvae. This L3 larvae is infectious. So this again taken up by definitive host and cycle will repeat. This is the life cycle of Medinensis. Next, coming to the pathogenesis and clinical features. Okay, signs and symptoms appear approximately 1 year after the infection, when gravid adult female worm emerges near the surface of the skin. Okay, so the body fluid of the adult worm is toxic and leads to blister formation. So blister initially develops as a reddish papule with a vesicular center and surrounding induration. Okay, then this blister formation accompanied by local erythema, urticaria, fever, nausea, and pruritus. Common sites are lower leg, usually foot between the metatarsal bones or on the ankles. Okay, this blister is filled with fluid. That the fluid is yellowish liquid, sterile. It contains polymorphs, eosinophils, and mononuclear cells. See, this is the blister. This is the removal of worm from blister. When contact with water, worm, we can remove the worm. So coming to complications, most common complication is secondary bacterial infection. Okay, this sometimes leads to tetanus also. Usually site is on the lower leg. So this is contaminated with dust and all, which contain spores of Clostridium tetani. By this wound, this blister, they will enter into body, inside the body, and causes tetanus. And sometimes this worm travels to unusual sites like spinal canal, pericardium, and eyes, leads to serious effects. This dracunculosis lasts usually for 1 to 3 months. We see the epidemiology. This was already eradicated, okay, by the year of 2000, but present this was present in tropical Africa, Middle East, in Arabia, Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, and India. In India, it is most commonly seen in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu. Coming to laboratory diagnosis, it is by two methods mainly: detection of adult worm and demonstration of larvae. Adult worm detection is possible when the gravid female worms appear in the blisters. Okay, this happen when site is contact with water. The calcified worms in the deeper tissues we can be detected by X-rays only. Next, detection of larva. By the bathing the ulcer with water, the worm can be induced to release the larvae, that is L1 larvae, which can be examined under the microscope. And we see the serological methods. We can detect antibodies by ELISA immunofluorescence assay. Another non-specific test, peripheral blood smear, shows eosinophilia. Coming to the treatment, antihistaminics and steroids are helpful only during starting stages for the prevention of, for the treatment of allergic reaction. Okay, another antihelminths like metronidazole, thiobendazole, all are showing less effect. Worm removal is the best and ancient method for this trachanculiasis. Okay, this is taught already uh, done by Prophet Moses in Bible. Okay, this method is very ancient technique of patiently twisting it around a stick. Okay, it may take 15 to 20 days to extract the whole worm. Okay, surgical removal of the worm under the anesthesia also another method of treatment. See, this is the worm removal. Next, symptomatic treatment, application of wet compresses to the affected skin, administration of analgesics, and for the prevention of secondary bacterial infection, we can use topical antibiotics. General prophylaxis only, filtration of drinking water, destroying the cyclops in water by chemical treatment. All these are the prevention methods. Okay, this is about Trachanculus medinensis. Okay, two morphological forms: adult worms, and larval form. Then life cycle containing definitely host human, intermediate host cyclo, infective form L3 larvae, and mode of transmission is by drinking of contaminated water. Then coming to life cycle, these are the important points. Next, pathogenesis. If you form blister, from that blister we can extract the worm. Worm removal method is the best treatment. This is about Trachanculus medinensis.